So just before we get started, let me share a couple more things with you. If Sun Tzu was writing today, he would most likely structure his 13 chapters into 4 different categories or subcategories: discover, diagnose, design, and deliver. Why? Well, because Sun Tzu used a same and similar pattern in his day to the discover, diagnose, design, deliver, only he had different names for it. He starts by telling us to always begin with a reconnaissance. Well, that's discovery. And then he says to move forward, to analyze. Analyze what we have learned from the reconnaissance. That's diagnose. And then he says that we can create a plan. That's design. Create this plan so that we can win. And enabling us to execute, and that's deliver. So there you see it. Reconnaissance, move forward and analyze, and then create a plan, and then execute. Discover, diagnose, design, deliver. For a speaker, discovery means getting accurate information first. One of the crucial themes running through Sun Tzu's writing is the essential power of accurate information. And Sun Tzu hits this one idea again and again from many different angles. He doesn't beat around the bush. Knowledge wins the war. For example, take the Sun Tzu principle. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. What does this mean? This means that before you launch into anything, make sure you know. This is discovery. It is imperative. If you are to consider yourself as a speaker, designing a great speech or a presentation or even a business pitch, you will want to know how to do discovery. I want to introduce you to a standing principle right here and right now before we get into the program. Standing in front of an audience to deliver a message is like a battlefield. Yes, that's right. I said a battlefield. As a person who speaks in public, you will have a war in 2 ways, and we will explore both of these ways in this 30-day journey ahead of us. It is often quoted, a research stat, that 75% of people suffer from speech anxiety, making it one of the most common phobias in the world today. And we know that fear triggers a flight or a fight response in the body. So, on that premise, here's my version of what happens to a public speaker standing in front of an audience. Standing in front of people, everyone's staring at you, they're all waiting for you to talk. It creates stress. If you're like millions of people, you find your mouth goes suddenly dry, your palms begin to sweat, you hear your heart beating through your chest, your voice out of nowhere develops a strange, shaky, nervous pitch, and somehow you forget how to start, despite practicing your presentation at least 50 times. Why does this happen? Well, the brain responds to the stressor of being in front of those staring, expectant eyes by activating a little engine in the brain responsible for emotions, for survival, for instincts and memory. And that little brain, that little engine is called the amygdala. That little engine goes by the name of amygdala. And it sends a message to the adrenaline gland with instructions to do something. So adrenaline does. It starts to flow to the heart and the lungs. It helps the blood and the oxygen pump quicker throughout the body. And most of this blood is sent to muscles, preparing the body to respond to the situation. And you guessed it, you either stay and fight or you hit the gas and you run. Fight, flight. So, what wisdom can the art of war for us have in this internal-external battlefield of public speaking? Well, I've been speaking to audiences since I was 14 years old, and at the time of this course, I'm 62 years old. I've crashed and I've burned more times than I would like to remember. And I've launched and soared to incredible heights of success and significance many, many times. I've learned how to launch and how to soar on purpose because I've always started with reconnaissance. So over the next 30 days, I will share some secrets, some lessons, some battles, some strategies for winning on the battlefield of public speaking. As a speaker, when you know who you are, the strength that you possess, and the message that burns within you, and you know your audience and your awareness of their needs and their wants, then you will walk to any stage with confidence and authority. As Sun Tzu says, know yourself, know your audience, stand and win.